There are animals that dominate through strength, others through speed, some through intelligence. And then there is the flatworm, an organism so simple that it appears unfinished, yet so effective that it has survived nearly unchanged for hundreds of millions of years. No bones, no lungs, no heart, no blood vessels, often no brain in the way we understand it. And still alive, still hunting, still adapting. Flatworms belong to one of the oldest groups of animals on Earth. They existed long before forests, before dinosaurs, before birds ever touched the sky. In those early oceans and freshwater pools, complexity was not an advantage. Efficiency was. The flatworm is efficiency made flesh. Its body is thin, flattened like a living ribbon. This shape is not aesthetic. It is functional. Oxygen does not travel through blood. It diffuses directly through skin. Every cell must be close to the surface. Flatness becomes survival. There is no skeleton to support it. Instead, muscles form a soft internal structure. The worm glides rather than crawls, propelled by microscopic hairs called cilia, beating in coordinated waves across its underside. Movement is silent, almost invisible. Despite lacking a centralized brain, flatworms possess a primitive nervous system, a network of nerve cords that run along the body like loose wiring. Information travels slowly. Decisions are simple, but they are enough. Avoid light, seek food, withdraw from danger. In some species, 2 dark eye spots detect brightness, not images. Light means exposure. Exposure means death. Darkness is safety. Flatworms are predators. They do not chase. They ambush. Using chemical cues, they sense prey, smaller worms, insect larvae, microscopic crustaceans. When contact is made, the flatworm extends its pharynx, an external feeding tube, enveloping the victim. Digestion begins before death is complete. This is not cruelty. It is ancient necessity. Flatworms inhabit multiple worlds. Freshwater streams, ocean floors, damp soil, coral reefs. Some evolved into parasites, inhabiting the bodies of fish, mammals, even humans. Others remain free-living, independent, unbound. Among the most studied are planarians, freshwater flatworms famous for one reason above all others. They regenerate. Cut a flatworm in half. Both halves live. Cut it into thirds. Each piece becomes a complete animal. Even fragments can rebuild an entire body, muscles, nerves, digestive system, eyes. The instructions are not stored in a brain. They are distributed throughout the body itself. This defies intuition. Scientists discovered that flatworms possess stem cells unlike those in any other animal. These cells remain active throughout life, constantly renewing tissues. Aging, as mammals experience it, barely applies. In laboratory conditions, some flatworms appear biologically immortal. They do not grow weaker. They do not slow down. They simply continue. Evolution did not remove this trait because it worked. Flatworms are not intelligent in the human sense. But they learn. They adapt. They remember patterns. Experiments show that trained flatworms retain learned behavior even after regeneration. Memory, it seems, is not confined to a head. This challenges assumptions about where intelligence begins. The flatworm does not dominate ecosystems. It does not build structures. It does not alter landscapes. And yet, it persists in nearly every aquatic environment on Earth. It survives because it does not compete the way others do. It endures. If death is the great editor of life, then the flatworm is a sentence that never quite ends. Where most animals accept loss as final, the flatworm treats it as interruption. Damage is not catastrophe. It is instruction, a signal that something must be rebuilt, calmly, precisely, without urgency. This ability has disturbed scientists for over a century. Because regeneration, in the flatworm, is not repair. It is replacement. When a flatworm is cut, there is no confusion. No searching, no hesitation. Each fragment already knows what it is missing. Headless pieces grow heads. Tailless fragments grow tails. Even orientation is restored correctly. Front becomes front. Back becomes back. There is no blueprint stored in a brain. The body itself remembers what it should be. This raises an uncomfortable question. If memory, identity, and continuity can survive dismemberment, then what exactly is an individual? Flatworms complicate biology's clean definitions. In the wild, regeneration is not a parlor trick. It is survival under constant threat. Predators bite, currents tear, rocks crush. The flatworm does not escape danger by speed or armor. It escapes by refusing to be final. But regeneration comes at a cost. Energy diverted to rebuilding cannot be used for growth or reproduction. This is why flatworms live slowly. They do not rush maturity. They do not overextend. Immortality requires restraint. Among flatworms, evolution split into extremes. Some remain free-living, gliding through water and soil, predators of the microscopic world. Others entered a darker path, parasitism. Parasitic flatworms abandoned independence. They evolved hooks, suckers, and complex life cycles that pass through multiple hosts. Liver flukes, blood flukes, tapeworms. Entire human histories have been shaped by their presence. These species do not regenerate freely. Immortality, it seems, was traded for specialization. Inside a host, stability replaces resilience. Yet even parasitic flatworms share the same ancient simplicity. No lungs, no circulatory system, oxygen still diffuses, waste still exits directly. They survive not because they are advanced, but because they are sufficient. In laboratories, flatworms became tools. Scientists cut them repeatedly, observing how many times regeneration could occur. Decades passed, no decline, no senescence, no cellular exhaustion. Aging, the slow accumulation of failure, simply did not arrive. This terrified researchers more than it excited them. Because aging is assumed to be unavoidable, flatworms suggest otherwise. Their stem cells do not degrade. Errors are corrected. Damaged cells are removed. The system remains clean. It is not that flatworms resist aging, they never truly enter it. But immortality does not make them dominant. Flatworms remain vulnerable to environmental collapse. Pollution kills them. Temperature shifts destabilize them. Drying waters erase them entirely. They survive injury, but not neglect. This is the final irony. An animal that can survive being cut into pieces cannot survive a poison stream. Their ecological role is subtle but important. Flatworms regulate populations of smaller invertebrates. They recycle organic matter. In freshwater systems, they are quiet stabilizers. Remove them, and imbalance follows. They are not keystone species in size, but in function. And still, most humans will never notice them. They are too small, too quiet, too slow. Yet in their silence, they challenge everything biology assumes about life's limits. They show that complexity is optional, that intelligence can be distributed, that death is not always mandatory. The flatworm does not dream. It does not plan. It does not fear. It simply continues. While civilizations rise and collapse, while species appear and vanish, the flatworm glides through shallow water, unchanged, unconcerned, unending. Not immortal in legend, immortal in practice.